We about to, there we go. We got the live official feed. Let's go.
Hey, all right. I see that little red live. That means we're live. Hey, y'all. This is Christine in the ring with Christine and my partner, my brother from another mother, my homie.
It's your boy Gonzo. You know what it is. It's gonzo.com, jgonzo.com. Let's go. And we also got a special feature today. Jordan Godson Jones. What's up, my
How we
man?
doing? How we doing? Good to see
We're
everybody.
doing. We are doing. We are doing. So, what are you doing on this fine Saturday?
I just woke up not too long ago, got myself ready, and got work later on today, as well as a workout. So, other than that, nothing too much, nothing too crazy.
Man, you said you just woke up, man. What time do you normally wake up on a Saturday, man, or your day off?
So I don't have to go into work till 3, so I tend to sleep in a little bit. During the week, I don't have too many opportunities to stay in bed, so my Saturday is usually that day.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when you say work, so for who you are, why don't you tell them who you are and what you do, all the wonderful things that you do?
I do
Hey,
quite a
Thomas.
bit. So currently, I'm working at my grandparents' restaurant, Matt Toronto Martinez, over in Lakewood. We have 3 locations. We have the Lakewood Shopping Center. We've got Garland by Firewall, and then we also have Roy City. As
We
well as
got
I
a
also
full
do.
commercial.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, you know what? I gotta go ahead and give credit what credit's due, and then I
I
also
know
do.
that's right.
I also do elite protection. I'm a private protection officer for PVC Elite Protection with Chesley Shabazz, and and then boxing as well. So I've got 3 jobs, jack of all trades.
So boxing, let's talk about boxing. Let's talk about this
Absolutely.
boxing, especially during this Corona pandemic, epidemic. Boxing's back. We're starting to see it on TV again, which I
Mhm.
love. But where does that leave you? What's going on with you with your training and fights coming up? What's going on with all that?
So my training's picking back up. I was offered. I'm told that there's going to be an event here coming up in September, so I'm just getting myself ready, trying to stay in shape, keep my weight where it needs to be, at least within a reasonable distance, so I can go. It's not going to be too difficult for me to cut everything like that. Just picking up my training. Like I said, my coach just got back in town, and so we've definitely been hitting it hard, and things have been on the up and up. So it's just a matter of keep pressing and keep doing what I need to do and getting better each day.
So Teddy says hello, and Ray Walker says, "Tell the world that you work for him too." I get maybe
I
you're
see.
his
I see Ray making his little comments. What's going on,
maybe
Ray?
you're his private security.
I can be. I sure can be.
Right. Cha-ching, if the money's right.
So, man, just recently I seen one picture. You was in the background. I think Roy Jones made a guest appearance at one of the local boxing gyms, and you got like early dibs on that, man. Like, can you speak on that a little bit? Like, what was that experience like to be with Roy Jones?
Absolutely, no, it was amazing. So also to capitalize on the private protection services that we provide, I went and picked him up. We did a motorcade, picked him up from the airport through the security company I work with, drove him to the venue, the gym that he was going to be doing his commercial as well as autographs and photos and stuff like that. So we picked him up. We had a few hours when they were getting everything set up for the commercial that he was shooting. The promotional deal that he's doing for the Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. Fight that we've got coming up in September. So we picked him up. I had a little bit of time to kind of chop it up with him, and real down to earth guy. He was talking to me like he's known me for many years, and we were just buddies catching up. So it was a great experience and very humbling. A humble gentleman, and I loved it. It was amazing.
You kind of have a backstory. When you were a kid, you did something for him, and you
I
had talked
did.
about
I
that with
did.
him. What was that?
So I want to say this was several years back. I got what was the good gentleman's name? I can't remember his name. But one of the guys reached out to his Facebook friends, and he was asking for anybody
Was
that he
it
might
was it
draw.
James Dominguez? Was it
No.
James?
No, it
Okay.
was what was his name? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It'll come to me eventually. But he, Brad Cooney, I believe it is.
Oh yes, Brad
Yeah,
Cooney.
Brad
Now I
Cooney.
remember. Yes,
So yeah,
exactly.
he's a really good friend of Roy Jones. Knows him personally, everything like that. And he was asking his Facebook friends, "Hey, do you know any artists?" And of course, my
Yes.
mother being a good friend of his, um, she's like, "Oh yeah, my son Jordan." So he called me directly because I also was a friend with him on Facebook, and he sent me the picture that he wanted me to draw for Roy Jones. I showed it to Roy Jones when we picked him up at the airport. One of the gentlemen, James Brown, JB that we call him, he was like, "Oh yeah, Jordan, why don't you tell Roy Jones a little bit about yourself in boxing?" And then I was like, "Oh hey, by the way, I did do the drawing for you a while back," and I showed him the picture. He goes, "Oh, I remember you. Yeah, I called you on the phone and we had a conversation. I was thinking,
That's
you know,
right.
like that." So
That's right.
it was a yes, sir. So it was nice to be able to catch up and have that to kind of relate to, knowing that we've
So
spoken with each other before.
so as far as you drawing, man, I noticed that you have one of your T-shirts on.
I do.
Is that your logo? That's something you designed?
So
Can
this is
you?
my personal logo. This is my personal boxing logo, Jordan Godson Jones. Um, I did not design this. I gave the ideas to the gentleman that I did have designed. I was I think it was my second pro fight, and of course with me cutting weight and having everything going on, I really didn't want to focus too much on anything other than my training. So I did hire a gentleman to put this logo together for me. He sent me a couple little rough drafts of things that he was wanting to do, and this was one of them, and this was one that stuck. And I think it really makes a really good statement as far as the crown and then the GSJ, Godson Jones, everything like that. So
Got the
Hey,
people
Lion
coming
Killer,
in.
I see you. I see you.
Yo, so we've had an opportunity to check out some of the shows that you've performed at, man, and the boxing spectacular, man. I've been privileged to attend some of the shows that you fought at, and Christine, do you recall the name of the one that was in that pavilion? The floor was always a number of dirt and everything, and
Oh, yes. Yes,
yeah, that was
yes,
my second pro
yes.
fight. That was the one. It was in South Dallas at one of the
Yes.
rodeos um, out in South Dallas, and that was the Big Heart Promotions that I fought under, and that's
yeah,
Yes.
when I
man, that
started.
one. Dude, I had the
Uh,
privilege of being ringside to go ahead and snap some photos and some videos, man. And every time you kept throwing those body shots, man, it was just
You
it
just heard
sounded like
him.
it sounded like you was breaking some ribs, man, for real, like on your
well, I was
opponent.
hoping to. I
So
Absolutely.
was definitely hoping to for sure.
Yeah. That was great. That was actually Gonzo, if you remember, that was like our first like collab together, like as officially, in
I
the
think it
ring with
was right.
Christine.
Yeah,
And
It
yeah,
yeah,
was,
yeah, yeah,
and I believe
yeah.
that's when I met you for the first time.
yeah. That was for sure. Yeah, I remember. I mean, that takes me way back, but I
Most
mean, look at here.
definitely.
We've been going strong, and the collaborative
Definitely.
still. The
Absolutely.
collaboration's still going strong. So, yeah. But speaking to that day, man, that particular fight, I was very impressed to see you box, man. And your performance was definitely spectacular. Your body shots, man, it was just incredible to see that type of performance, man. And the other thing was, I guess you guys can speak on this, Christine. Like, what's that like, man? I mean, you're in the corner with your son, and you're watching them out there and get out there in the ring, and what's that feeling like for you, and then vice versa. What's that feeling for you, Jordan, that to have your mother right there in the corner for you?
Oh, and so
Uh,
for everybody that doesn't know, Christine is my mother. Yes.
yes, I
So
am. I'll just say, like, as a mother, like, obviously, when they were younger, I've always loved boxing since I was a kid. Since I was 6, I wanted to box myself, but I was pregnant from the age of 19 to 28, 29, literally. So I started late, and I knew that as soon as I was done, that I wanted my kids to be able to box and defend themselves. And honestly, Jordan is probably the one besides my youngest son that is still in it, out of all my sons. But to answer your question, we really believe, my husband and I, that we give all the kids the tools to succeed, and to win the fight. And so we would not put them in a situation that we did not know they were going to win. He's a boxer, he's a warrior, he's got a fighting spirit, he's going to trust us to put him in the best fights, and it's up to us to make sure he has all the tools. And that's exactly what we do. And I always tell my kids, I don't care if you're having your pro debut or you've had 8 fights, 10 fights, you're A side. You're always A side. I'm not going to put you in there to make some money and get beat up, or put you in a situation where we don't know you're going to win. So that's why I'm okay with it. I feel confident every time we step in the ring. We know we're going to win, and that's the mindset that I have.
And for you, Jordan, what's that like, man? I mean, it's got to be, I know for you, you're very focused, man. You're trying to get out there in the ring, man, and get that W. But having mom in the corner, man, I'm sure she's very concerned, highly worried for you, man, and things like
Right.
that. How do you respond to that, man?
So I'll give you a bit of history on my mother and I. Whenever we became Texas Select Boxing Club, and we broke from the other gym that we were currently or previously fighting, I got a lot of like snooty comments here and there, like little smirks and side laughs, having a woman in the corner with me. My stepfather was always the one in the corner with all the boxers, and my mother was always the assistant coach. He couldn't make it to one of our national tournaments, so my mother stepped in the ring and took charge. I had a lot of guys laughing, snickering before the fight even started. Whenever I fought a gentleman from Cincinnati. And this was a ringside world tournament several years back. I can't remember what year exactly. But I had a lot of side smirks and laughs and this and that. People just sitting off in the ring. Oh, he's got a female coach. He's got a woman. He's going to get his butt whooped. And so, of course, I kind of looked over my shoulder at my mom. I could see it in her face that she was also hearing it, but she was trying to stay strong. And for me being a fighter, not show that there's any worry or anything like that. I ended up beating the living tar out of this kid. I beat him so bad. I was being goofy, I got in the ring like this, looking worried. And the moment that bell rang, I got in my stance and ran out there and started getting him.
You unleashed, my man.
Right. By the third round, this kid was looking at me like this.
Yeah, so, man. I mean,
it was an amazing experience. And of course, everybody comes up apologizing to my mother. We're so sorry. We didn't know, blah, blah, blah. And from then on, I never allow anybody else in the ring with me other than my mother. My stepfather's always there, Josiel Lopez. He's always going to be right there coaching and everything like that. But the person that steps in the ring is my mother. And a beautiful photo that I believe you took at the fight we were talking about the first time you saw me fight. You see me waving like this at the audience, and my mother's the one getting out of the ring. So, I mean, it's amazing. I know it's very nerve-wracking, me being her child. But she definitely, I got to commend her for holding her, keeping her composure and everything like that. Still staying right there on top of us. And with me being her child, we're very we grew up Catholic, and we're still Catholic and everything like that. So I know she's constantly praying, doing the sign of the cross on my head, on my chest, everything like that while I'm fighting. So I know that I'm always going to be safe and always going to have the Lord's blanket over me when I step in the ring, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a family affair, man, and just seeing you guys being out there in the ring, and it's the whole thing is holistically, right? It's just being able to have your stepdad and your coach, Christine. I mean, to me, it's just amazing because they're always going to have your best interest at heart, man, and the main thing that she spoke about to me that kind of sticks out, and always knowing that Christine, boxing is a business, and everybody's kind of arranging these fights for the best interest of themselves. But like she mentioned, man, your safety is the top priority, man, and she's not going to put you in a situation where you're going to fail. Obviously, she's always looking for you to have a great challenge, but also, for it to be a safe challenge for you as well. So,
absolutely. What I love about it.
And I just have to say really quick, let me just say this really quickly. So yeah, George's my son, and I've had other sons and a daughter that box. But you know what? Any of our fighters from the amateurs, any of our fighters from in the pros, it's the same thing. We love them like our kids. And I really believe that if your coach, your manager doesn't love you like their own child, then you shouldn't be with them, because it's life or death. This past year, we saw so many deaths in the ring. And it is life or death, and it's about them, because the promoters are going to make their money, the managers are going to make their money, but we got to take care of our fighters.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, literally was just going to say that. I said the beautiful thing about it, and my coaches, they treat every fighter as their own children. My mom, like, whenever she's praying, we'll pray together, and she's always praying over her boxing kids. So my boxing kids, my everything like that, as well as her own children, and
yes,
they will not allow any fighter to step into a ring if they don't feel that they're ready. If they think there's any doubt in their mind that this person may be potentially injured and everything like that, so they treat us all like their kids. Of course, us as their own kids, we're like, why are you talking to them like they're your kids? Why are you treating them like you're them? But truth be told, everybody that they have coming into their gym and that they put their time and effort into, just like a parent does, that's the children, as I see it. So, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a blessing. A lot of the coaches out here are looking for their 10, 20% cut when a fighter steps out there and puts their life on the line. Not my coaches. Not my coaches.
And the thing is too is that yes, we do pray. We are believers. But we've had people that aren't believers and they don't pray, and we respect that as well. It's just the only thing is that we show our pure heart. No matter what it is, we show our pure heart, our concern and our love for the sport. We take it seriously. We know that as beautiful it is as it is, and as artful as it is, it's also life or death. So even for people that are non-believers, that's okay. People that don't pray, that's okay. They see our heart. They see the pureness and everything. And Gonzo, I don't have my glasses on, so you're gonna have to like read the little comments.
Oh,
if anything comes up or any questions,
no, I got you.
I need my hey guys, I'm sorry, I need readers. You know what I'm saying?
No, you know what? Definitely, we have the audience chiming in. We got Lion Killer.
Appreciate
You know,
all
you've been collaborating with him. You've
That's
been
my
doing some
dude,
shows.
yes,
Y'all make
every
sure to check
Sunday.
that show out. Christine
Blood
and
and
Lion
Gloves.
Killer. Yeah, Blood and
Yes.
Gloves is available now on YouTube. You know.
Yes, sir. Soon to be in podcast form.
Diana Barrera just said great interview, and also Fabian Alvarado.
Hey, Diana.
Fabian was commenting on
Fabian.
Jordan when he first started talking. He said rubs hands like Birdman. You know, 'cause he was doing this right.
Yeah.
No.
That's so funny.
What's going on, Fabian?
And I do see D-Style Boxing. I was on their show Wednesday. I appreciate it so much. We also had they also had Christy Martin on there, which I was just like, I couldn't even speak. I was just like starstruck. You know, I love that woman. But so hello
we
to
got
y'all guys.
Guadalupe Gonzalez. She chimed
that's
in
my
saying
homie.
Moxel Familia.
That's my homie.
And Ivan Escamilla Martinez just chimed in saying, love you guys.
What's up? Love you. That's one
What's
of our
going on,
boxers. He
Ivan?
moved to Mexico. We miss him so much.
Well, he's back now. He
is, Ivan?
Yes, ma'am. So Thursday when we did the filming for an up and coming movie that we're doing,
Talk
it's
about
called
that too.
The Devil's Ring.
Talk
So
about the movie.
it's a movie that's getting ready to be released. It's called The Devil's Ring, and so I was able to add Ivan in there and get him a little shine time. And
Nice.
I've been seeing you work, man. I've been seeing a couple behind the scenes. There's a few people that I follow on social media, man, whether it's videographers, cinematographers, and things of that nature. And I've seen some of the people that are working on this particular movie. Is there a specific release date that you guys already that they've told you or anything like that?
So no, not necessarily. So I spoke with Juan. He's the Juan Salas. He's the director. So I spoke with him. He doesn't have a specific date just yet. I mean, we with the whole COVID stuff and everything, it kind of pushed us back, and where we had to work out a few kinks and this and that, and so just getting the final touches. We just finished our final filming day this past Thursday, and so he said roughly November is when we're looking, but as far as just the way that everything's been going, we're not 100% sure just yet.
So
it looks good.
Yeah,
it does
look
good.
About that, it was an amazing opportunity. We had a gentleman, Michael, come down to our boxing gym and train for a couple months, and he was like, "Hey, you know what? I have this movie that we're doing, and I would like to get you and a couple of the other boxers into it." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. I've always wanted to act. Always been something I've always wanted to try, this and that. I think I have a pretty decent personality. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not too hard on the eyes.
Hey,
so,
as long as you don't turn into one of those divas, man, you know, you be out there on set, man.
Oh my God, right?
So
no,
I would say.
Yeah, I was just gonna say real quick. Oh my God, like you're handsome, you're smart, you're a boxer, you're an actor, you're an artist. Who is your mama?
Hey, top flight security in the world too, man.
Right.
Looking at.
So no, it was an amazing opportunity. I was able to. I had a small little part in there where I did. I got some ring time. We did some light sparring and stuff like that, as well as I had a little bit of dialogue. And whenever the other actors in the movie were performing and doing the boxing stuff, or they were in the corners, so I just didn't know really what to say and stuff like that. So I told Juan, I was like, "Hey, please forgive me. I'm not trying to overstep anybody, but this is how you do it. This is what you should do. Because I mean, granted, I grew up in the boxing world, so he wanted to make it as realistic as possible.
Absolutely.
So that's when I was just trying to give my input, give him a little bit of input and everything like that. And he was like, Jordan, he called me up. He's like, listen, I need you. Like, I need you to help me, and we want to make this as real as possible. So please help us. And so, of course, within helping him acquire all the actual boxers, because I mean, you can tell you've watched boxing movies and stuff like that. You see the people in the background working out, don't know what they're doing, no clue. It's just, you can tell they're actors. They get 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, I thought it would be smart to have actual boxers in there. Coming from a specific gym, which is Texas Light Boxing Club, my home gym. So it gives us not only gives us some recognition, and but it also, with the boxers themselves, it gives them a little bit of exposure. And so that's why I did that. And it makes the actors look good when you have a fighter that actually knows what he's doing and the proper combinations and everything like that. So I've kind of helped them make it as realistic as possible, and not like that whole Rocky movies where you see they're punching.
Hey, don't talk about Rocky.
No, I love Rocky. I love Rocky. I love Rocky. But
don't do it.
But you can tell when the punches are pulled. Yeah, you can tell when the punches are pulled and stuff like that. So, we want to make this as real as possible.
Yeah.
So that's why I was able to help, and it's been amazing. So, Gonzo, you said you've seen me kind of behind the scenes and stuff like that. That's me staying on set and helping the guys and making it look amazing. So,
the biggest thing, man, is I'm a videographer, man, and I do a lot of video work and anything that I personally like doing. But I also respect a lot of the different people in this industry, man, and the producers, the local directors and stuff like that. Sometimes, man, people get so caught up in trying to be better than that other person, man, but the table's big enough for everybody to eat. So I follow, respectfully, man, I follow a lot of the directors that are putting together this piece that you're working on, man. So much respect to a lot of those producers and directors, man, and a big shout out to all of them, because I know that, they're utilizing, or they're using everybody they can to bring this together, and it takes a collective effort for this to be successful. But a lot of those guys that are putting this together, man, I know a few, man, they probably, they don't know about me, but I know about them. So
they're gonna know about you, man.
They're great directors, man. So I know that they're it's taking time, and it's definitely going to be a great piece once it's all said and done, man. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and just change directions a little bit on this. We have a comment out here. Let me put it on the screen. It's Guadalupe Gonzalez. She stated, "What kind of preparation does Jordan go through before a major match or tournament?" Oh, I'm sorry. It's just the picture. The picture threw me off.
That's his woman.
Where's my woman?
No, Guadalupe's woman. He said the picture threw him off.
That's okay, I was gonna ask. I mean, I gotta cut. I'm just kidding. No,
yeah, okay, all right. Answer the question.
For me, the type of preparation that I do, it's in my opinion, it's about 80% mental. Anybody can go out there and throw bowls and this and that, whatever, but it's all mental for me, ultimately. So I've got to, about 6 weeks out, I usually put myself through a 6-week camp to prep myself for a 4-rounder, 5-rounder, whatever, 6. So it's all mental. I got to cut out a lot of, I go cold turkey when it comes to everything. Everybody knows I enjoy a good beer every now and again, but cold turkey, I cut everything off. I cut out bad foods. I go to the grocery store. I'll stock up on a lot of fresh vegetables. Tuna is one of my major go-tos, boiled eggs, everything like that. So I've got to, if I have the proper ingredients at home, then chances are I'm going to be in the proper mindset throughout camp. And then what we try to focus on a lot is just capitalizing on my stamina, everything like that. I know the skill set's there. I know the boxing's there, everything like that. It's just tuning up. When we're in the gym, in the ring, we're going to study who we're fighting. We're going to know whether the guy's southpaw or orthodox, anything like that. So that's what our main focus is. But as far as preparation, again, my diet has to be on point. So that way I'm not struggling or killing myself to cut the weight. I always go to Walmart, buy myself a sauna suit for the finishing days. I stock up on my jugs of water, everything like that, trying to kill a gallon a day. And it's a bunch that goes into it, and you have to be mentally prepared. for the
Absolutely.
journey, because boxing is not an easy sport, and it's not for everybody. Not everybody can do it. The amount of, how do I word this? The amount of discipline and things that we put our body through is extremely intense. With having to go a few days without meals and stuff like that, or any hydration, and still perform and get 2 workouts in a day, and then be able to perform 110% whenever you're in the ring, giving yourself 24 hours to hydrate and everything like that. It's not easy. It's not an easy sport, and anybody that ever steps in the ring or does what we do as far as MMA, wrestling, boxing, all that good stuff, like I commend you, because it's not an easy sport. It really
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've seen you, and you know, having your coach Christine, man. I know she puts you through the ringer, man. So
Yes, she
you
does.
know, you guys are always out there, man, just making those walls sweat, man, in that
Right.
gym. And you
And
know, one of the biggest.
I'm very fortunate to have this particular young lady in my corner. Her and my father, Hasil, had no boxing background whatsoever when he met us. In fact, when my mom said, "Oh yeah, she started late. She already had X amount of kids, and she wanted her kids to be able to defend herself and everything like that." I actually came to her and said, "Mom, I want to fight and not get in trouble." I remember I was 10 years old. I said, "I want to fight and not get in trouble."
Yeah.
And she told me, "Okay, let's go check out a gym." She did a little bit of research. We found a local boxing gym when we were living in Garland, and went that day. I went, looked around, and then I kind of got cold feet. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. And I always tell this story to everyone that asks me, how did I get into boxing? I said I walked into the gym and I was kind of hesitant. I was like, I don't know. I probably won't be back the next day. But I spoke to one of the local professional boxers. His name is Joshua Burns. He was on the sit-up machine next to the ring, and I walked by, and he introduced himself to me.
Yeah.
Very humble individual, and amazing.
Amazing
He's
guy.
definitely somebody who has pushed me. He's the one that basically said, "Hey, I'll see you tomorrow," and I was like, "Yes, sir, absolutely."
Mm-hmm.
And from that day, it was all history since from there. And my wonderful father took us on. There was 8 kids, 8 of us. He got into my mother's life, fell in love with us, adopted all of us as his own children, and he couldn't beat us, so he had to go ahead and join us in the whole boxing fiasco. And we're very blessed to have him. He's a very hard worker. He works day in and day out. He was able to provide a boxing gym for us, and so again, our gym, and everybody that walks into his gym, these are his kids. This is his baby. And my mother being the Olympic training coach, one of the few, is a blessing, because she's able to take what she learns over there and brings it back home. And
We're trying to get there. Trying to get to the Olympics.
Exactly, and get us prepared in our training camps here at home. So it's quite a blessing.
Hey Jordan, we have longliveboxing.com that chimed in, man, and I know we
Hey,
spoke we
that's
spoke
my
a little
buddy.
bit.
Going on, man.
We've talked about it, Roy Jones, but the question was it exciting to work private security for Roy Jones recently, or was it just like another job?
So that way I'm not acting like I'm starstruck and everything like that. I have to treat it as just another job. Granted, it was when we pulled up to the airport and I see him sitting there. He gets in the vehicle. We jump out the car to go and escort him to the vehicle. At first, I didn't recognize him. He slimmed down quite a bit, and I just didn't really recognize him because, I mean, of course, we were at a distance. But once I got closer, I was like, "Oh crap!" Like I could feel my face get a little hot, a little red. I've never been starstruck when I see it. I've seen Akon at the airport and stuff like that. I've seen a few celebrities, but seeing one of my idol boxers right there in front of me, somebody who is a legend, someone who has definitely been somebody that I've always looked up to as far as boxing goes, it was amazing. It was amazing, and talking to him and being able to share my boxing, I shared photos on my Instagram with him. Oh yeah, I was actually, I took a picture with Mike Tyson. I took a picture with Adrian Bronner. Errol Spence is one of my really close friends. We grew up in the boxing game together, so being able to share that with him, as well as the pictures of my mother and I with the legend himself, Mr. George Foreman. all that was something that he and I could kind of relate to. So he's like, "Oh, dude, you've been everywhere. You've been all over the place. It's amazing. Like oh my goodness, like that's awesome." So to answer your question, it was extremely exciting. It was extremely exciting, and I didn't want to seem like I was coming on too strong.
Speaking of that legend, speaking of the legend Roy Jones, I mean, what are your predictions on Tyson, Roy Jones? I mean, they're both legends, you know.
They are. Yes,
they
they are.
They both paved the way and made their way.
They are.
And what are you thinking about that?
So to be 100%, I am always for the underdog. Of course, everybody knows Mike Tyson.
Who's the underdog?
Underdog is definitely going to be Roy Jones in this fight. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm always for the underdog. I feel like, and against Mike Tyson, yes.
He's knockout artist.
I've mentioned it to numerous people, and I was like, "Oh, Roy Jones Jr." They're like, "Who is that?" People that don't know.
Oh
boxing,
my gosh! Okay.
People who don't know boxing, but I was like, "But you know who Mike Tyson is, right?" They're like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. He's fighting Mike Tyson."
Mike Tyson, Mayweather.
Yeah. So that's the ones that they know, of course.
Right.
My prediction: I'm going for Roy Jones. I am. He's not only is an underdog, but a lot of people are underestimating him and his on his own strength. He's a very, very strong puncher, very strong. I mean, of course, he retired back in 2018. Was his last bout. Everybody wants to say, "Oh, he has a glass jaw. He's this, he's that." The type of fighting that Tyson grew up around, like the way that he moves and everything like that, the style of fighting is completely different from Roy Jones and everything like that. I think if Roy Jones sticks to his game plan as far as his fighting style, keeping him away, moving, he does know how to fight backwards and stuff like that, and he's very, very swift with it. I think he does have a shot in the dark. So I think, I'm definitely going for Roy Jones.
What do you think, Gonzo? What you got on that? Who you got on that?
Man, I don't know. It's difficult to call it, right? But I was gonna say that particular day you worked security for Roy Jones, man. I seen you posting the pictures, man, and I was like, man,
I remember.
Yeah, I was like, man, where you at, man? I got to be able to meet you somewhere, man. I called Christine. I said, man, what's going on? I'm not getting the 411 on this whole deal. So she said, hey, call Jordan. I called you, man. You said this is where we're at. We ended up showing up at Montoya's boxing gym. So, shout out to Michael Montoya on that, man. He hosted that event. We showed up. And I don't know, man, maybe by that point, I think you were gone. I didn't really get to connect with you there, but,
and it's a funny thing because again, like I said, we picked him up at 9 a.m. from the airport and we went to lunch roughly around noonish, 12:30. So I stuck with him that entire time while they were doing the commercial. And we took him to lunch, and from lunch, myself, my CEO Chesley Shabazz, and one of his other employees that the three of us that we all left, and we went to go meet with this club owner in Dallas because of, again, we have a lot of work with the whole COVID stuff. A lot of things have shut down, but we're trying to capitalize on our work and get
what's
more
the club
contracts.
what's the place y'all went to, man? Can you shout that out, or was it kind of undisclosed location?
No, it's not open yet. It's a brand new club guy just built. So no, it's not underground. But no, it's a club in South Dallas that's coming up. It's going to be a restaurant, a nightclub, and they have like their own Uber service and stuff like that. It's like Yoshi something.
Nice.
It's amazing. It's going to be a nice little deal. The guy put a lot of money into it. So that's a great opportunity for our company. So we left Roy Jones when he was having lunch to go have lunch with this this gentleman and talk business and stuff like that.
Good thing nobody jumped him at lunch.
I know, right? Well, I mean, he had enough people around. I'm sure somebody would have. But no, we definitely left there for a little while, and then by the time we made it back, I think you probably came. I got there pretty late, just to kind of finish things up with him, wrap it up before it was time to put it in or come to a conclusion of the signing and the meet and greet and stuff like that. So I made it there right before everything was over. So that's why I probably didn't catch it. I know my mom asked me, she goes, "Oh, did Gonzo show up?" I was like, "I didn't see him, so I don't think he did, but whatever." But I did come. It was roughly, they wrapped it up about 4:30. I got there about 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Good deal, man. Well, you know what? I did get to hear Roy Jones talking about, going back to your question, Christine, about who do I got? I mean, it's tough to call it, right? I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, I then again, I mean, different strokes for different folks. I know a lot of people they're not worried about watching this fight and stuff like that, but you know what?
It's gonna be
Boxing's
great.
boxing's been limited, so you know any boxing we can get, you know, we'll
We want
take
it.
it. And
Yeah.
he was talking about surviving the early rounds. He was like, "Hey, I know it's an exhibition, but you can't trust Mike." And he was talking about,
Yeah.
you know, I got to survive the, you know, he's talking about he's training for a knockout, right? So he's like,
Right.
if I can move around and survive those first 3 or 4 rounds, then maybe I'm in it for a chance for a fight for the later rounds and stuff. So
And that's
you
how
know
I see
that
it.
that was
I
directly
see it
from
going the
him. So
distance. Yeah. And that's how I see it. I see if it going the distance. If it does go the distance, then Roy Jones is definitely going to be the victor, in my opinion. Um, Granted, I have been seeing Tyson train and everything like that. It's funny. I always make a joke about it. But whenever they signed their contract, FaceTime each other, he had uh, he had a joint in his mouth, and I was like, okay. So maybe that, I don't know. I don't know if that was something to kind of throw Roy Jones off, make it seem like he's not going to be
That's a
110%
secret
prepared.
weapon.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was gonna be him trying to throw Roy Jones off, making it seem like he's not gonna be prepared. But I know that Mike's gonna have to take him out in the early rounds if he wants to win that exhibition. Roy Jones is gonna have to take it the distance if he wants to win that exhibition. So I think it's gonna be great. I'm excited.
It's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
good. It's
you
gonna be
got what
great.
Guadalupe said, worried about Jones' chin. Um, Eric said Tyson might gas out after 3 rounds. So you know, that's what Roy Jones is hoping for. So all right, let's see, my man. So I do have a question here from Manny, man. So here we go, man.
Manny.
Manny Marrero says, "Whippa, are we finally ready to see the rematch against Fort Worth Benjamin Gurman and keep up the good work?" Great fight, man.
So
That was at the Southern Junction in Irving, Texas.
it
I'll
Uh,
let you
February
answer
28th.
this.
yeah, man. The
So
floor is all yours, man.
absolutely that was a great fight. I don't take anything away from Benjamin. He's a great fighter. He definitely gave me a run for my money. Granted, it was ruled a draw, and of course, as fighters, as entertainers, we're gonna be talking our mess back and forth, this, that, and that, and saying, yeah, there's gonna be a rematch. So I was called on a rematch multiple times. I was called 2 or 3 times. This is how I see it, and this is just not only being a fighter first, but I'm also a businessman. I also know how the boxing world works. I told them, they were like, "Hey, do you want to do a rematch?" I was like, "Of course, eventually." Right now, no, it's not smart. Um, with me, I'm an A-side fighter. I'm the contender. They're bringing opponents on and stuff like that. There is no reason for me to go backwards. Me fighting and giving a rematch, yeah, everybody wants to see it. Yes, it's going to be very exciting, and yes, he's going to get the rematch eventually. But
At
I'm
our
climbing the
weight.
ladder. Yeah, I'm climbing the ladder. I'm climbing the ladder. Every fighter, and they all know this, win, lose, or draw, there's always things that we felt we could have done better, felt things we could have done differently. And he was saying in his interview, "Oh, well, give me a 6 rounder. Let's do a rematch and do a 6 rounder." First off, it's not up to the fighter to say how many rounds he wants to go. It's up to the promotion and the contract we signed, first and foremost. Secondly, he was like, "Oh, yeah, of course, yeah." He felt defeated. If you, I've got the fight on YouTube, Jordan Jones versus Benjamin. Um, Anybody who knows boxing can clearly tell it was a 3-1 fight. I won 3 rounds out of the 4, and I will give him the third round. That's the one that I did allot him. And he's like, "Oh, I want to do a 6 rounder." Well, are you a boxer? If you are a boxer, they give you 4 rounds. Utilize what they're giving you. You know what I mean? Whoop me in 4 rounds. I did it to you. You know what I mean? Granted, so they're asking me for a rematch. I told them, offer me more money and offer me something that
Our weight.
I can build on. Yeah, so we're gonna negotiate a weight that fits us both, as well as
No, that fits you. I'm
that fits
sorry.
me. True,
And
right?
I'll say this, and the reason why I'm like reminding him, it's like I always say, like, it's about my guys. It's about my guys. That's how I take care of my guys. I'm not gonna fight you because you can't
Very
get
true.
down to our weight. Then we won't
Right.
fight you. It's
Right.
about
Very
my
true.
guys. My guy, you're gonna come to my guys. You're gonna give my guys what they need, or we don't fight. We fight somebody else.
Right. And
It's
I'm glad
about
she
my
said, yeah.
guys.
And I'm glad
Period.
she says that because me again, I'm like, oh yeah, weight that fits us both. I just want to
Nah,
fight, period. But she's the one that
that's
is gonna
why.
make
That's why
sure
you
I
don't
get
make
where
your
I need to be, and
decisions.
that's why I'm glad she said that. So, but I told them if there's no more money involved, if you're not upping my pay, or you're not putting a title on the line, what's the point? So I'm just fighting just for
Just to
what?
say,
Just for
hey, I
bragging
told
rights.
you
I
I
mean,
could
hey,
beat you.
to
I
see whose
told you I
nuts
could
are
beat
bigger,
you.
yeah.
No.
To see whose nuts are bigger, like no, like I want to fight you for more money, more a title, something that's gonna that's gonna impact this entire whole Benjamin Jordan
And there's
feud, blah
other
blah blah,
guys right
whatever.
now that we're looking that we want to fight
Mhm.
right now, in the near future that are going to help Jordan with his, with what he wants to accomplish,
Right.
now and in the future. And I give total props to the young man. I think he is rough and tough, and I respect his coaches. I respect his gym. I think they're one of the best out there. But for them, it's about him, and for me, it's about Jordan. So it doesn't make sense right now.
Right. It doesn't. It makes no sense. And I told him, hey, how does that benefit me as a fighter? And they were like, yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. How does it? I mean, how is that going to help my career by me getting a rematch with somebody I clearly know I beat? I know I won. Yes, was it tough? Absolutely.
Yeah,
But I did what I needed to
absolutely.
do. You call it a draw? Great. Could I tried it and try to overturn it? Absolutely. But for what? It stands as is. There's no reason for a rematch right now unless
It's a
there's
non-issue.
yeah,
It's a
exactly.
non-issue.
Unless there's a reason to use it.
Great
And right
question,
now,
but not non-issue.
yeah, nah.
Good deal. See what you started, Manny? Nah, just playing.
Come on, Manny. Come
I
on, Manny.
love you,
Give it to me.
Manny.
Give it to
Love
No,
me.
good
you.
deal. Good deal. No, well, definitely. I mean, when you guys feel that the business is right, and obviously for the best interest of the boxers, right? Hopefully, you guys have an opportunity, and I know the fans would definitely love to see that fight. It was definitely very entertaining, and much respect to both sides. So,
Absolutely.
all right, let's see what else we got up in here.
Absolutely.
I have Gilbert Olivares Jr. saying Christine knows how to do business.
Hey, Gilbert. Hello. Yes, sir. You already know.
That she
He did
does.
also say, "Never heard of Godson. Fight me."
Hey, I got you. I got you. I'm taking all
Inbox me.
comers. Absolutely. Hey, but we gotta fight at my weight, okay?
Long Live Boxing says, I love Coach Christine's passion. Jordan won 3-1 over Benjamin, no doubt. Also, who's your favorite En Vivo podcast member? Please don't say Hopper. Please don't say Hopper. That's what he said.
I know who sent that message. You better get it right. It starts with an S.
And we also got Gilbert chiming back in saying, I'm kidding, Jordan. So
I know.
We know we're teasing
I
you
know
too, Gilbert.
it's all good fun, I promise.
Manny does say, love it. Great point. It makes total sense. Obviously, everybody, Manny's a great guy, man. So, he wants to chime in and go ahead and say that.
Definitely.
Shout out to everybody out there in Long Live Boxing. They're doing great things.
We love those
loving
guys.
the podcast.
Very fortunate to be on the interview with them, and it was fun. We had a great time.
I was talking to Sean the other day, and he was saying that yours and Noah's interview was like one of the most watched interviews, and I thought that was really cool.
Well, I mean, hey, what do you do when you got two good-looking guys on camera?
Right?
You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh!
Saying, you know what I mean?
And
So of course it's gonna get some
they
views.
have a brain. They can talk. Oh my gosh!
Right?
You're not just like eye candy.
Right?
Absolutely.
No, it was a lot of fun. Shout out to Long Live Boxing. It was amazing. En Vivo, we had an amazing time. It was fun, and leading up to that fight, it was great. We enjoyed it. So we're gonna have to do it again. Definitely gonna have to do it again for sure.
So, for most people that don't know you so well, obviously I do. So I know that you are not one of those boxers that follows boxing. You don't watch boxing. When I ask you questions, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Not a clue.
So in order to have you sit down in front of the screen, who would you want to see in a fight? What fight would you want to see?
This is long awaited, but also long in the future, I do want to see Errol Spence and Bud Crawford.
Absolutely. Hopefully, it's not too far off in the future.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, of course, there's
we
no
don't want to Pacquiao, Mayweather.
Right.
You know.
No. Exactly. I don't want the momentum to die down by that time and this and that. So, but no, I definitely I love Terrence Crawford. He's always been someone that I've admired. Someone that I've always watched. When he fought Yorkis Gamboa, I saw him at Nationals, and of course we're making jokes. Hey, rematch number 2, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So that's when we became a little closer. My mother's kept up with Red. One of his what is he? Is he one of the coaches?
Yeah, Coach Red. Yeah, Coach Red.
Yeah. So he definitely kept up with him, and they keep in contact.
All those guys.
So they keep in contact. But that's where first when I met him was in Spokane, Washington, for Nationals. And of course, again, I've known Errol Spence since he started boxing around the age of 15 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've always been really good friends with him, and I mean, he's always come out and support the local fighters. Even before he blew up the way he is now, he was always coming and supporting. I've got old photos where we were at Golden Gloves. I'm just clowning around with him and stuff like that. So it's definitely one that I want to see for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So I love the sport of boxing. I don't necessarily watch it. I get kind of bored watching other people fight. I'm more of a performer. Same thing with sports. I love every sport. Hell, I play badminton and tennis because I love playing, but I would never watch you do it. I would never watch, I don't care to watch football unless you got the Cowboys and the damn Super Bowl, which, hey.
I think the only thing that you watch is mud wrestling. Bikini mud wrestling. That's probably the only sport.
You know what? I do watch the lingerie football. That kind of deal.
The lingerie football league.
I met what's her name? One of the players. So I met her. I got her autograph and stuff. So yeah, I do watch that. You know what I mean? But as far as anything else, now I don't care for it. I love every sport. I love playing soccer, football, basketball. I'm not very good at basketball. I have no hand-eye coordination when it comes to that. My footwork sucks. Granted, it's crazy because I can do it in the boxing ring, but I can't do it on the court. But I don't care to watch it. So I need to start watching.
It's okay.
I leave it up to my coaches to do all the
research
study and stuff like that. The research and studying when it comes to my opponent. I do let them do all that, and they just tell me what I need to do and give me the proper tools to be victorious.
Absolutely.
So Jordan, real quick, man. Long live boxing. This is probably Sean, right? Sean's chiming in.
Sean.
Come on, Sean.
Sean's maneuvering. Definitely plugging in his podcast for sure.
I love it.
Sean says, or long live boxing rather. Does Jordan still have any Godson t-shirts for sale? If so, how can I get them, man? So definitely great shout out on the merch there. Definitely, man. Where can people get some of the merch, man?
So you can contact me on my Instagram or my Facebook. It's facebook.com/Jordan Jones. You may have to do a little digging because I know that was it was a private page, so it's not easy to find. But Jordan Jones on Facebook, and then my Instagram, it's JonesJordan523.jj. I don't know. I probably need to shorten it so it's easier for people to remember. But just hit me up on Instagram. I have T-shirts being made all the time. More recently, since I don't have a fight date set, I'm not doing any pre-order. I'm only doing pre-orders. I'm not ordering in bulk. So just let me know, and we can do pretty much any color. Every fight that I have them made to fit my trunks and fit the theme of what we're gonna do in that fight. So yeah, definitely hit me up. Let me know. I actually, which is crazy, whenever I was doing security for Roy Jones, I had my girlfriend meet me up at the venue or at the gym, my Toyo boxing gym, bringing me a T-shirt for Roy Jones, and so I was able to present that to him. So I gave out a few free T-shirts. Just, just there's some here and there, but no, I definitely, you can definitely hit me up on my Instagram, and I can get you that merchandise. If you don't,
I'll take a 2X, man. I'll take a 2X. I definitely like that white, the white with the blue letterings on it, man. That looked really fresh. That was that the
rodeo.
Fight. Yeah, the rodeo fight. So.
Yeah, that's when I first introduced the logo.
Hey, and I just want to say real quick, for people that don't know who Gonzo is, absolutely amazing when it comes to videography. He's working on a documentary right now where he's interviewed a few local gyms and coaches and talking about the COVID epidemic and how they're surviving and how the gyms are doing and such, Gonzo, where can they follow you? And you are and where can they get a hold of you if they need videos and they want to do whatever documentaries, whatever? Where can they find you?
Man, all the works, definitely appreciate the shout out, and I'll speak a little bit on the movie. I was definitely inspired by Jordan working on his stuff, right? Jordan's doing this movie, but then I was like, I also got to work, right? So I got to make sure I give back to boxing. From the time that I've met Christine, I've been just very grateful for the sport of boxing. It's definitely kept me a lot out of trouble, just in the sense of keeping my mind occupied. It's definitely something that keeps me engaged with the sport, and all the connections I've made through the sport of boxing. That's why I'm definitely grateful for the sport. So during this pandemic, Jordan spoke on it before, and it's been definitely tough times. So just trying to document that, and in hopes that people are more aware that the positive impact that gyms have towards the community, and how some of the gyms are hurting financially with the doors being closed and things like that, the mandated shutdowns and stuff like that. So want to shed some light towards that. That's all I can do. It's just document something, and hopefully it helps out all the gyms. So that's what I'm doing. Anyone can follow me at jgonzo.com, DOTCOM. So spell that out, jgonzo.com. That's all my social media: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So I appreciate the shout out, Christina, for sure. Anybody that needs any video work, holla at me.
The best, man.
I'm your guy.
Kind of a question you asked me about the movie. Do you have a date when you're gonna have everything finalized, or are you still kind of working?
Man, right now we're just giving little teasers out, letting the people see what it's about, and hopefully we can spread a little bit more of the word, so that way when we do put it out, if it were up to me, I'd have it in a movie theater right now. But with the shutdowns, man, that's a little limited. So we're kind of working through the hurdles there, and we'll see. No date yet. So I know that I got my people over at Long Live Boxing. They're going to help me out with that. They're going to plug it up, and we're gonna get it on the show with my man Lion Killer. We're definitely gonna put it out. And I would say we'll definitely expect to do the same for you, Jordan. Once your movie is wrapped up and ready to go, we'll plug it up on all the right channels, and get it out there, spread the word. I got Guadalupe asking, what's the take on Canelo's and his next opponent? Jordan, what's up? Take on that, man. Your thoughts?
My take on it.
Remind him you don't watch boxing at all.
Again, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Again, my mother mentioned that I don't watch boxing. I love Canelo to death. He's a fantastic, phenomenal fighter, and I love how he progresses every single fight. Like how he grows. It's amazing. I don't know anything about his up and coming fight, so I'm gonna leave that up to Miss Christine there, because I know she's in tune with a lot of that.
Well, I know he doesn't have anything coming up right now, but I guess more of the question was, who would be able to stand in front of him and give, a good opponent. Right now, right off the top of my head, I don't know. He's so well-rounded. There has to be somebody equally well-rounded, equally heavy hitter, somebody that is elusive and agile as he is. His angles, his feints, everything is just really good. So I'd have to really think about that.
Were there whispers about Triple G? I know I saw it somewhere with Canelo.
We've already seen that enough.
No, I know that. What I'm saying, I've heard, I've seen it somewhere. I don't know. They were saying that they're gonna try to do it again. I don't know if it's true, so I don't necessarily want to touch base on that, but I really don't see anybody standing in front of Canelo as of right now. I really don't. Yeah. He's gonna have to move up and wait or something and fight somebody.
He's too short, but
yeah, he is. I just don't see
there's gonna be somebody coming out of the wood. We just gotta kind of watch and see what's going on.
So switching back to you, Jordan, and your training and stuff. I know that your family, like you mentioned, you worked at Matt Rancho Martinez, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, what's your favorite meal there, man? Talk to me about that place. I know Christine invited me there a couple times, and man, they got this real good. What's the name of the dip? The
Bob
queso.
The
Armstrong
Bob Dip,
dip.
Man,
the Bob
I'm
Armstrong.
telling you, man, that's my favorite stuff at that restaurant, man. So I appreciate you bringing me all them times to Matt's Rancho Martinez. And so tell me, Jordan, what's one of your favorite dishes up there, man?
One of my favorite dishes, and it's crazy. I am a very, very picky eater, and so for the longest, I would never try this dish until we did we did like a big catering over in Buffalo Gap where they had like this small little shooter samplers. It was a chili reno, um, and to kind of tell you a little bit about that, it's a lot of people use the poblano pepper. We use the Anaheim pepper. They use poblano pepper and stuff it. We use the Anaheim pepper, which is a little sweeter. We deep fry that, and then everything's thrown on top. We do garnish it with pecans and raisins. It's very weird, and a lot of people are kind of no. I've had a lot of people tell me, "Oh, without pecans and raisins, like that's weird. I would never try that." Have you ever tried that? No, because you got the
It's
saltiness and the
delicious.
sweetness infused together, and when you put it
Yes.
together, it's an amazing dish. I love it. I love it,
Yeah.
and I'm a very picky eater, and
It's my
it looked
favorite.
gross to me at first. I don't like peppers and stuff like that, but when I ate it, it was fantastic, and I recommend it to everybody. Also, the Bob Armstrong dip, that's definitely one of the favorites for sure. I give it to everybody who's even if it's the first time and they're iffy, they're not just give me a queso. Well, let me give you a Bob Armstrong. Do you have any allergies? Any guacamole or sour cream or ground beef allergies or
It's
anything
all
like
good
that?
food up there.
Yeah, so I give it to them kind of as a courtesy to let them taste it and see how it is. So
Yeah, every time I went up there, man, I was trying. My goal was to try something new on the menu every single time, and I think Christine one time she even hooked me up with something that wasn't on the menu. So I mean, all that stuff's great.
do
So
you remember
definitely
what you
check
had?
out. Man, I don't remember the names, man. I have a hard time just remembering stuff like that.
Very
But
good.
all the food was great. I can't complain about it. In fact, I'll tell you a funny story, man. One of the very first times that me and Christine were having sit downs for like our business meetings and things of that nature. I got to meet Lonzo Ball's dad. What's his name?
Oh yeah. They were shooting the
What?
boxing documentary thing.
Yeah, man. So
Basketball.
I got to meet Lonzo LeVar Ball. That's his name. I can't think of his name right now, but LeVar Ball, man. And one of the biggest things, man, people will always give you their perspective on people from the outside, right? And they'll always tell you, "Oh man, he's a douchebag," or he's an a-hole, whatever. Man, until you really meet the people yourself,
Absolutely.
I definitely don't make judgment on that. I also heard the exact same thing about Peter Berg, the director. Remember, Christine? We were at New
Yes.
Orleans, got to meet
Yes.
the director, Peter Berg, and a
You
lot of
love
times,
him.
then again, I mean, people will always tell you, he's an asshole, this is that. So be it. I got great experiences from that, and at Matt's, I got to meet LeVar Ball, so that was kind
That's
of one of
nice.
those crazy experiences.
Well, where
I
the
got
heck
to.
was I? Where
I
was
don't
I?
know, man.
Maybe
We
I
were
wanted
talking
my
boxing,
shoulder
man.
sign or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. To kind of jump back, you said as far as my training, working at Matt's. Whenever I'm working at Matt's and I've got a fight coming up, it is by far the hardest thing to
Oh man,
prevent
I can
myself from eating
imagine.
anything on the menu. The food is it's one of those cheat day kind of atmospheres where people. I mean, you're just gonna splurge. I mean, everything on that menu is amazing, and you have to. I mean, you definitely want to walking through the kitchen. I catch myself sneaking a chip here and there and stuff like that, which is bad. I shouldn't be doing it because all the grease and everything. But it's not easy. It's not easy. I either have to pack a lunch before I go to work, tuna and pickles or something like that. Just something to keep to throw on my stomach. One thing that my mom did do whenever this is when we first started boxing back in the amateurs, and she needed to feed us all. We were all couldn't wait for a fight. She would get from the restaurant, get a big tray of lettuce, a big tray of shredded chicken, and grated cheese and lemon juice or lemons. So she'd make a salad with lettuce, shredded chicken, put a little cheese on it, and then squeeze lemon on it, and that was our meal. We eat small little portions. So I still do that today. So
You know what, man? I will say, I will say I'm a little jealous every time y'all are over there because it seems like y'all are always having a delicious feast, and I'm like, man, all this
Yeah.
food that goes up on
Oh
the
yeah.
social media and stuff, and
It doesn't
I'm
hurt
just
their dad can cook. Shoot.
yeah,
Not at
that's another
all.
big
Not at
thing.
all.
Has Coach Lopez or Hasio, has he ever cooked anything for you, man, and during your training or anything like that? Anything that you can have or any specialty that he can kind of cook up for you, man?
He does. He did give me he emailed me like kind of like a meal plan and stuff like that. But he has he's made grilled tilapia. Just I mean a lot of these the basics like tilapia, chicken breast, everything like that. Just very very simple mixed greens. Something just to kind of not to fill you up, but just something to put on your stomach so that way we can last in the ring because or in the gym when we're training and during training camp. But he definitely does a lot of vegetables, a lot of chicken breast, baked chicken, stuff like that, and grilled tilapia. So stuff like that.
What's the easiest thing that you can put together, man, that'll keep you like when you're going through your strict regimen? What's the one thing that you can kind of just you're on the go, something quick, man, that you can put together, man, for yourself that's healthy, that gives you energy, and that's definitely not gonna be intrusive of that discipline that you have to
Do
keep
you want to
while
say it?
training.
Go ahead, say it. Say it. She's over tuna.
Tuna.
She's like tuna. Yeah,
You
so
can tell
tuna.
us, Christine. You can tell us.
What is it? Tuna, exactly. So what I'll do is at the beginning of the week, I'll buy like an 18-pack carton of eggs, and I'll boil those. I'll boil those at night, and then put them in the fridge. I already sometimes I'll peel them. I already have ready to peel and eat. So whenever I'm on the go, right before the gym or anything, and I need to put something in my stomach, I'll crack open a can of tuna, grab a couple eggs, throw some pickles on it, and I'm out the door. So and that's just something that I can eat real quick. I do the pickles for the acidity, a little bit of that vinegar and the acidity and everything like that. The boiled eggs because the boiled eggs do fill me up, and then of course I need that protein from the tuna.
Good deal, man. Big fan of tuna, man. But I definitely prep it all kinds of weird way, man. I put mayo in it and and all that stuff, man. So not healthy, man. You know, got to work
I
on
do
this,
that.
man.
Yeah, I do that in the
trying
beginning.
to.
So like I said, roughly I give myself about 6 weeks to prep for a fight. So the first 2 to 3 weeks, I'll do that. I'll make like a tuna salad or whatever. I'll do tuna, mayo, and pickles. I'll do boiled eggs and mix that all together, make like a tuna sandwich. One thing that I do, and it helped me out quite a bit, but I shouldn't be doing it. I always get a very big bag of Ruffles. So when I do make that tuna, I'll use the Ruffles to eat it. I need some kind of sodium in my body, you know what I mean? So, but I use the Ruffles, but I'll cut that off, and then that's when I just go to the strict tuna, raw tuna. I cut the can open, drain the juice, and just eat it straight out of the can.
So Jordan, I have one last question.
Yes, ma'am.
And that is, what do you think the most effective or memorable piece of advice you ever received your whole life that you still carry to this day that you received, and who is it from?
It popped in my head immediately. So one thing that is that's very memorable, and it was from my grandfather. We were in California over in where do we fight nationals? The national Oxnard, California. Yes, ma'am. My grandfather was there. He was able to make it out. He and my grandmother, and he told me, "Son, listen, fight every round like it's your last. Fight every round like it's your last." He said, "If you fight your first round like it's your last round, your opponent by the second round is going to know that he's already down a round and have to work twice as hard to make up for that first round and still compete in that second round." So the way he put it was, fight your first round like it's your last, and fight your last round like it's your last. That way, when you got the opponent struggling, trying to catch up and make up for that the first round that he lost, he's going to be dead tired by that second and third round, and that's where you can capitalize and come back. So he told me, just fight your first round like it's your last. Fight every round like it's your last. And I'm sure a few of you out there have seen me fight. My first round is always my best round. That's the round that I'm running through these guys, no question. That's my round.
We just got to keep it going like that.
I do. I got to keep that momentum, and it's I just got to keep the momentum. But I do give it my all in that first round. I know a lot of fighters like to fill you out that first round and stuff like that. I don't want to leave it to chance. I want to get in there and utilize everything that I have, and definitely perform in that first round. And that's just, I mean, that's the bit of advice that he gave me, and I've taken that with me through every fight in all these years. So
that's beautiful. Hey, Gonzo, do you have any final words and any last things you want to talk about?
No, I definitely just want to tell everyone that chimed in. We appreciate the comments, and I'm sorry if we just kind of missed any. We wanna make sure that all comments kind of coincided with the conversation. So yeah, so thank you to everyone that chimed in. Definitely appreciate the comments. And Jordan, man, thank you so much, man, for making time out of your day, man. And we know you stay busy,
absolutely.
So definitely appreciate the time to sit down with us and, just chat on this beautiful Saturday morning. So,
And thank y'all very much for having me. I do appreciate it. I love the opportunities that I'm given. My mother being here, my coach, Gonzo, been a good friend since the day I met you, and I do appreciate it. Definitely want to do a shout out to Texas Select Boxing Club, my home gym, everyone that's been in support. Of course, I know we mentioned Master Rancho Martinez. Y'all go check it out if y'all want some great food. My grandparents have always been very big in our boxing, in all of our boxing. You can follow me on Instagram, JonesJordan523.jj, Godson Jones. And just I want to thank the Lord first and foremost, above all. God is definitely the reason why I'm able to do the things that I'm doing. And so everything we do through Christ.
And you're surrounded by the people that have your best interests at heart too, man. So definitely keep good people in your corner, man. So
most definitely.
Well, Christine, thank you also as well for taking the time and making this happen. So, hey, we're gonna sit down and do another one, man. So everyone else, make sure to check out In the Ring with Christine page on Facebook and Instagram. Also follow me at jgonzo.com on all social medias. And my man Jordan, thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it.
Be sure and check out Blood and Gloves on Sunday. I think we're gonna have Kelly Pavlik on there Sunday night. So and then we've got a lot of other stuff coming up. Gonzo and I are working on some stuff, some crazy stuff, and we're excited about it. So I appreciate everybody that tuned in.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, everyone. All right. Well, Gonzo, signing off. Let's go.